So, could King Charles become known as the Great Conciliator? Vanity Fair's Kate Nicholl, a high-profile royal author, claims the king is, quote, absolutely devastated by what has happened with Prince Harry and is hopeful of a reconciliation. Speaking of high-profile royal authors, I'm delighted to be joined now by royal expert Angela Levin. Good evening, Angela.
Hello.
Thank you very much for coming into the studio.
Pleasure.
So tell me, is Prince Charles going to be this grand conciliator?
Well, I think if you are a parent, you can love your child very much, but you just don't like what they're doing. And I think King Charles is actually in that category. He would love the family. He likes his family. He loved his boys. And when Harry was younger, he got on with him extremely well, better than the young William. So it's been very, very painful for him.
But has there been enough tough love, really? I think if I had been behaving like Prince Harry, I probably would have been told off and put right by my parents. Has Prince Charles not... I wouldn't like to say has he not been a good father, but has he made mistakes perhaps along the way?
Well, every parent makes mistakes.
Exactly.
I mean, you judge them by the less number of mistakes they've made. There's not a perfect parent. But I think it's very difficult if you're a royal. You can't speak out. You can't answer back. If he's accused of something, he can't then publish it in the papers so that people know that's not true. A lot of what Prince Harry said absolutely wasn't true. We saw that in the Oprah Winfrey interview. There were at least 19 big errors in that interview. And so therefore you can't really trust him, because if he wants to say something to him, he might go out and sell it to one of the people that he uses to promote him. And that just can't happen. So he said his father was trapped, but the only reason that he is trapped is that he can't speak out against something that Harry has said or Meghan has said about him.
I can't imagine how frustrating that must be to see
Heartbreaking.
all over the media your own son essentially lie or speak mistruths about you and not be able to correct them, but such is royal life. What is going on with Prince Harry and Meghan? Give us the latest. I know that they've been struggling to get this Netflix documentary over the line. They've got this book coming out, potentially. We don't know exactly when.
Yeah, well, it's very interesting, actually, because just yesterday it was announced that Netflix doesn't quite understand what's going on either, because they plan to get it out straight after The Crown, so it's out before Christmas. However, they've discovered that Prince Harry, in his book, in his memoirs, is saying one thing, whereas he's saying something else in the Netflix documentary. So they don't know which way to go.
Do we know about what?
Well, I imagine that it's about his parents and his family. I mean, the
Goodness me, so let me get this right. He may well be saying something different in the book to what he's saying in the documentary on the same subject.
Yes.
Oh, dear. It's not good, is it?
Maybe, you see, he wants to please his wife, as he did in the opera. Sorry to bring that up again. But when she said we got married 3 days before the actual big marriage ceremony, and Harry said, yes, it was just the Archbishop, Meghan and me. It turns out that it wasn't that, and he should have known that, because if you're marrying, you need to have two witnesses and it has to be in a proper place. And the poor Archbishop of Canterbury had to make an announcement that that wasn't true. I think when he's with Meghan, he listens to what Meghan says. What Meghan wants, Meghan gets. You remember they said
like
that
a good
before
husband.
The coronation. Well, no, I don't think he wanted a yes man for a good husband.
No, you don't want a yes man. You don't want a yes man.
Yes.
Well, I was listening to Meghan Markle's podcast, just for research purposes, of course.
Of course.
And it's so clear that it will appeal to a certain type of young person who likes to talk about different ways in which people are victims, sort of social justice, likes to think that they're seeing the world in a uniquely progressive way. But to most of us, it's a bit of an eye-roll moment, isn't it?
Well, you see, Meghan seems to want to put everything about her in each of the podcasts. So it's actually quite dull if you've listened to several of them, as I have, because you hear the same thing, that she's a victim, she's a victim, she's a victim.
For so many different reasons.
For so many different reasons. And I think it's the same thing about, it's a Meghan's truth, which is not necessarily the
I
truth.
hate this, my truth.
Well, it's
Is
not
this
realistic. It's not a truth, is it?
No,
That's the point.
it's not a truth. So what does this all mean for Prince Charles, all the latest news? We've been hearing that he may have a slimmed-down coronation. Will Queen Camilla wear this crown that's been controversial because of the diamond that was going to be in it?
Diamond.
What's going on with this coronation?
I think it's fine. I mean, there's bound to be a lot of discussion about it, and actually leaking things to the press is quite interesting because you see what the public want. I'm quite sure that the reaction to the Kohinoor diamond crown would actually make a difference, as will the people's enthusiasm for a ceremony that is wonderful, even if it's cut down, even if it's cheaper, even if there's not so many people there, and it takes less time. You want to sort of please the public, and it's a bit like other people who want to sort of leak things out and see how they're taken before they actually do it. With the crown, I mean, Camilla, who I've spent a long time with, I've just written her biography, wouldn't care less what crown she wore. She wouldn't care at all, because she's not that type of woman that I must have.
I mean, perhaps I'm ignorant, but I didn't even know that she would wear such a a crown.
It's a consort crown. If, once you're the Queen, then you're allowed to wear a crown.
Then you wear such a magnificent-looking crown.
It's 105 carat, which makes it one of the most large diamonds in the world. But it has a little clip that you can take it off, so you can put something else in. But Prince Charles wanted her to wear it because his grandmother wore it when she got married, and there's a very nice link there. However, just after Brexit, they've been doing negotiations with India for a very big deal.
Yes.
And the Indians feel it's still theirs. It doesn't belong to the UK. So you've got to tread very carefully.
Well, I understand there are many claims to this particular diamond beyond India.
Pakistan.
And it goes back and back and back. It seems it's been stolen or passed hands